Yo, what's good, gamers? What's good, YouTube? This your boy Lincoln Clay coming back crack-a-lack with another video. Remember to hit like, subscribe. Anyway, I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. I did too. So let's get this show on the road. This is the PlayStation VR GT Sport Bundle. At the time of making this video, it sold for $258. Now, when I first came up with the idea of making this video, the bundle was selling for $200. $258 is still a good price, but I think $200 is the magic number if Sony wants to keep building up the momentum that they started with this PlayStation VR. Last year I bought a PlayStation VR day one for my son for $500, and I thought that was a little steep at the time, but I didn't know that the Oculus cost $600 and the HTC Vive was $700. So out of those three, the PlayStation VR was actually the cheapest. Even though the PlayStation VR was the cheapest, I still felt like you shouldn't sell your peripheral more than you sell your core. If you're selling a car for $20,000 and you're selling custom wheels for it for $25,000, you're probably not going to sell a lot of those wheels. I checked out the VR catalog and there was a few AAA titles there, but most of them were indie games. So that led me to believe that the PlayStation VR was pretty much a VR starter kit. And I was led to believe that if you wanted a AAA experience, you had to upgrade to an Oculus or a Vive, but that also meant building a computer that cost at least $1,000. Now, I had a friend that he has a HTC Vive, and he invited me over to try the Vive. When I got there, saw his library of games. You know, he had a lot of indie titles, you know, pretty much like the PlayStation. You know, a lot of the same kind of games. And but I did try it out. And to me, it was pretty much the same, except the Vive, you know, the resolution was a little bit better. So I will admit that. But for the most part, I thought it was, I thought they was kind of the same. So with that being said, you know, I still think the PlayStation out of those three is definitely the best deal. Now, by March of 2017, the PlayStation VR had sold 900,000 units. And Oculus and Vive combined had sold 800,000. Now you fast forward to October 2017 and the PlayStation VR had sold 2 million units. That's still more than Oculus and Vive combined. So PlayStation is not only growing, I dare say that PlayStation, you know, put VR on the map. And once that price comes down to $200 permanently, I'm pretty sure, you know, at least I'd probably say about 40% of people who owns a PlayStation is probably going to own a PlayStation VR. And then you add that to the fact that Sony has a ton of games coming out for a PlayStation VR. And if you're a first person shooter, I think, you know, you're going to be in for a real treat for 2018 because they got about 4 or 5 first person shooters on the way. Now, the PlayStation VR, naturally, it's not going to replace console gaming, but it's definitely a good change of pace. So, and I think at around $250, you know, I think it's a pretty good buy. Now, before I end this video, I'd like to say that if you do get a PlayStation VR, check out his name is PSVR Frank on YouTube. To me, he is the godfather of VR. He has all the inside information. He has contact with developers. In fact, developers have even reached out to him for his input on game development. So if you do get a PlayStation VR, definitely check his videos out. So he's got all the insight, you know, he knows what's going on. So with that being said, like I said, check the PlayStation VR out. They're getting to be reasonably priced. I think it's a lot of fun. With that being said, this is your boy Lincoln Clay. I'll holler at y'all later. I'm out.